And that raises my question, Your Honor. വിധി പ്രസ്താവിക്കാൻ മീഡിയകളും ശിക്ഷ നടപ്പാക്കാൻ പോലീസും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ എന്തിനാണ് കറുത്ത കോട്ടും ഗൗണും ഇട്ട് കുറെ കോമാളികൾ?
Tell me, has it ever happened to you that you have watched some movie or show out of the blue and at the end of it, you're just numb from watching something very great and you have given yourself some time to refunction? Exactly that was the situation of me last night while I just finished this web series. How a 6-episode limited series just baffled my mind was priceless. Many emotions clustered into my mind at the same time and I couldn't process a single one. Sony Liv has this habit of dropping something mind-boggling in a year in terms of quality to the audience. As this series will be on the list, the show focuses on an unfinished case about a boy who's been absconding for 2 years in suspicion of committing 4 murders, and the case got reopened by a British YouTuber who has an interest in the peculiarity of Indian crimes and made a documentary out of it. The primary commentary is showcased and the way it unfolds the things forms the basic storyline of Pushkar Sunil Mahaval's directed mockumentary series Black, White and Grey Love Kills. I'll be discussing the good, the bad and the verdict in this video so you can make an informed decision whether this show deserves your time or not. The genre itself is a very new concept. At least to me, I have never seen something like this before. The mockumentary is a very new thing. The social commentary by making a documentary style thing inspired by many real events is a very strong vision in itself. The makers showcased such things as true appreciation. Initially, I actually thought it was a documentary of a real incident, so the presentation of this whole show is very peculiar. The parallel effects of a documentary and dramatization were totally effective. After the first episode, there was no coming back. The non-linear storytelling helped me to engage more in the narrative. Someone put the allegation in the first place and then the makers negate it from the suspect's point of view. The continuous chase of this allegation game was showcased in the whole series finely, and that unfolds the different perspectives of a single case. Everyone brought something new to the table in this case, and you will feel helpless but to chase the threads. The continuous mind game was designed here beautifully. That's the main charm of the show, and that makes it more gripping. The more beauty that adds to this show will be the social commentary. This underlines many themes and perceptions that are considered very common to this society. We are bound to those perceived notions, and that's how the society is still running, where on the one hand it showcased the layering of the general thought process about a girls specifically and how their behavior depicts their characteristics to the people. On the other hand, the hierarchy that is the shadow of the mankind, where one sort of people are always suppressed by another group of higher authority, and the balance between these two was showcased here perfectly. This also took a toll on the people who seem to be detached from their own families for multiple reasons. Their first helping hand is always a friend who knows everything about them. Recently, I watched a show that touches the same sensitive topics as this show, Khauf, and this also maintained the same sentiments around the sensitive topics. The mockery of the system and the media was a finely highlighted topic of the series. What are the perceptions of lower middle class people on these two main pillars was frightening, to be honest, but exists at the same time. Finally, the performances of the ensemble cast. For me, main highlights of this series will be Tigmangshu Dhulia as Officer Chauhan, whose screen presence was a bit small, but how he performed in that limited time was outstanding. Along with him, Mayur More, who dramatized the main accused. This man truly evolved himself from Kota Factory to the girlfriend chore to this. how he carried the whole series was praiseworthy. There was a punctured scene between Tigmangshu and Mayur. How gracefully that scene was designed was nerve-scratching. Also, the main accused, Sanjay Kumar Sahu, man, he has some sort of intensity to pull the character and treat it like a real one. You are inclined to believe that he's the victim of real life, and that's his performance brilliance. Also, Palak Jaiswal as the victim girl, she also brought the charm with Mayur after the first half of the show. This is the show that can easily be compared with the international standards in terms of quality, and which is very new in terms of genre. The way the makers hold the authenticity of this show was reckoning. The rawness and the unnerving scenes will make you believe that you are in a documentary, especially the final episode. That was something else in terms of making a finale. This, on the one hand, raises many questions not only about the system but also about our belief system, and on the other hand, many unanswered questions. Whatever we see as human beings, we barely evaluate but judge immediately. Things are not that simple in the real world, more complex to understand no matter how deeply you are into it. There is a concluding dialogue in this show. Trust concussed the shadow full of lies. It all depends on where we are looking and what we are looking for. What are your thoughts on this if you have watched it? Please let me know in the comments. You can follow me on Instagram. The handle is PointoView9. Thank you so much for watching. See you at the point of view.